In the bustling town of Muhundi, vibrant colors and sounds fill the air as Pastor Samuel stands before his congregation, passionately delivering a sermon on hope and purpose. Revered for his wisdom and devotion, he dreams of passing his spiritual legacy to his only son, David. After the service, Samuel shares his profound wish with David. "I envision you leading this church one day, guiding our people with faith." However, David feels a different calling. As a young man bursting with ambition, he's inspired by the potential of commerce to uplift their community. He confides in his father, revealing his dream of opening a grocery store, a place that would provide fresh local produce and create jobs for struggling families. "Dad, I want to make a difference too, but in my way," he explains, excitement lighting his eyes. This idea, though rooted in love for their community, clashes with Samuel's expectations. Frustration brews as Samuel responds, "A true calling. Here's found in service to God, David." Their exchanges grow increasingly tense, setting the stage for a deep and emotional struggle. With dreams diverging, both father and son must confront their visions of purpose and legacy, unaware of the trials ahead. As time passes, the rift between Pastor Samuel and David widens, casting a shadow over their once harmonious relationship. Samuel, dedicated to his ministry, feels a growing sense of disappointment each time he sees David pore over business plans, instead of attending church activities. He believes that the spiritual path is the only way to find true fulfillment, and the thought of his son forsaking this legacy weighs heavily on his heart. David, on the other hand, feels increasingly suffocated by his father's expectations. He yearns to carve out a destiny of his own, one that allows him to serve the community through entrepreneurship. David spends his days meeting with local farmers and researching ways to source fresh produce, dreaming of a grocery store that embodies sustainability and supports local agriculture. He imagines how this venture could strengthen Muhundi, providing fresh food and employment, while also fostering community spirit. Their conversations often devolve into heated arguments. "You don't understand. I want to contribute to our community." "Differently," David exclaims in frustration one evening, his voice echoing in their modest home. Samuel, hurt and bewildered, responds, "You have a calling, son. Why can't you see that?" This pattern spirals into numerous confrontations, leaving both men feeling unheard and misunderstood. Compounding their strife is the growing division within the community. Townspeople take sides, some rallying behind Pastor Samuel and his vision of faith-based leadership, while others admire David's ambition and entrepreneurial spirit. This division creates an atmosphere of tension in Muhundi, with each faction sparking gossip and further complicating the father-son dynamic. Despite the turmoil, David remains steadfast. He secretly forges ahead with his plans, drawing inspiration from local success stories and immersing himself in business development. Meanwhile, Samuel doubles down on his ministry, using sermons to stress the importance of following God's path, unknowingly alienating more of the younger generation, who resonate with David's vision. Each man is caught in his own struggle, with Samuel clinging to tradition while David seeks innovation. The emotional burden weighs heavily on both, leading to sleepless nights filled with doubt and fear of failure. With their dreams seemingly at odds, neither can foresee the challenges that lie ahead, nor the transformative resolution that awaits when their worlds inevitably collide. The community of Muhundi holds its breath, awaiting a breakthrough as the father and son navigate their divergent paths. The tension between Pastor Samuel and David reaches a boiling point during a community event meant to strengthen bonds among the townspeople. As Samuel delivers an impassioned sermon about the importance of faith and service, David sits in the audience seething with frustration. He can't ignore the roiling emotions within him. He feels suffocated by the weight of his father's expectations and the community's rigid adherence to tradition. After the service, unable to contain his feelings any longer, David confronts Samuel in front of the gathered crowd. "I'm tired of living in your shadow. I will open my grocery store even if it means going against your wishes." The air thickens with tension, and murmurs ripple through the audience as Samuel's face pales with shock. For a moment it feels as if the world stands still, the weight of their conflict hanging heavily over them. "David, you are betraying everything we stand for." Samuel's voice trembles with sadness and anger. He feels as if he is losing not just his son, but the foundation of his faith. David storms away, heart pounding, leaving Samuel grappling with the painful reality of their fractured relationship. Just as David prepares to move forward with his plans, a natural disaster strikes Muhundi. A sudden storm causes severe flooding, impacting homes and businesses throughout the town. The crisis reveals the fragility of their community and ignites a sense of urgency among townspeople who need to band together to recover. Amid the chaos, Pastor Samuel realizes that their conflict pales in comparison to the devastation faced by their community. As he witnesses the despair and struggle around him, he begins to rethink his beliefs, wondering if perhaps David's path may also hold a different kind of value. In this moment of crisis, both father and son face profound challenges that will ultimately test their convictions and reshape their destinies. In the aftermath of the flooding, the struggles of the Muhundi community become painfully apparent. People are displaced, businesses are damaged, and morale is low. Pastor Samuel, shaken by the devastation, begins visiting affected families, offering comfort and support. As he walks through the muddy streets, he witnesses the resilience of his community, but he also sees the critical need for innovative solutions to help them rebuild. Meanwhile, David steps up in ways he didn't imagine possible. Utilizing his knowledge of local agriculture and business, he organizes a community meeting, urging townsfolk to unite in recovery efforts. His vision of opening a grocery store evolves. He proposes a plan to create a cooperative, a place where residents can aim to sell their products, share resources, and ensure fresh food is accessible for everyone. It's a call to action that blends both his entrepreneurial goals and a commitment to community welfare. As Samuel observes David from a distance, his heart fills with a mixture of pride and realization. It dawns on him that David possesses the same qualities he cherishes: leadership, compassion, and a desire to serve. This moment becomes a catalyst for introspection. Samuel recognizes that faith can manifest in various ways, not solely through pastoral leadership. In a heartfelt moment, Samuel approaches David, his voice softer and filled with understanding. "You've shown me what it means to lead with love, son. Your vision could be just as transformative as mine." The walls they built around their dreams begin to crumble, replaced by a newfound respect for each other's paths. With open hearts, they embrace the idea that their aspirations can coexist, and together they strategize how to revitalize Muhundi, merging faith with innovation for the greater good. With their shared vision of hope and recovery, Pastor Samuel and David embark on a journey to transform Muhundi. Together, they launch the cooperative grocery store, a vibrant space filled with local produce and goods, symbolizing the unity of faith and entrepreneurship. On opening day, the community gathers, excitement palpable in the air. Samuel stands with David, proudly addressing the crowd. "Today we celebrate not just a store, but a vision where faith and hard work come together to uplift our community." The townspeople cheer, their support a testament to the power of collaboration. As customers fill the aisles, David feels a sense of fulfillment, not only from his dream coming to fruition, but from the realization that he is serving his community in a meaningful way. Samuel finds joy in seeing his son lead with compassion and determination, reflecting the values he holds dear. The grand opening becomes a symbol of reconciliation, exemplifying how love and understanding can bridge divides. The relationship between father and son strengthens, with both realizing that their distinct paths can create a more resilient community. Together, they cultivate an environment that honors diverse dreams while fostering unity, illustrating that true legacy lies in empowering others.